So in 2008, God planted a seed in our hearts is to begin to stir our hearts for church planting, and not really knowing where we would go. But in 2008, this seed just began to develop. So I went on a 40-day fast, just asking God what was He doing, what was He saying, what location would we go in. It was the end of the fast, probably the 40th day or so. I was driving down in the Springboro area and got to 73 and 741, and God was very clear about this would be the region, this would be the area that we would launch out and plant Real Life Church.
I just remember getting a phone call from him and saying, hey, we want to meet with you guys and talk with you about something, that we're going to start a church.
For some reason, Pastor Jason popped into my mind, and I had looked him up on Facebook and scrolled down, and I saw that he was starting a church in Springboro.
And then as we discussed things and talked about what the plans for the church were and what our goals were, to make people passionate followers of Christ, I was like, yeah, I can get on board with that.
He made an announcement from the pulpit that he was going to be planting a church. And as soon as Pastor Jason made the announcement about the church plant, I felt a tug on my heart, and I just knew that that's where I was supposed to be.
And then I come to find out that Teddy had secretly emailed him, and Pastor Jason asked to meet us.
If you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your dreams out in front of people, and what God's telling you, what if they laugh at you? What if they embrace you? Where are you in this?
Along the way, there was obviously, times when I was in prayer or in study, and I was wondering, what in the world have I done as far as, am I the guy for this? This team needed to know that God was going to do something. That it was going to take audacious faith to do an audacious vision, I guess you could say.
Pastor Jason did call us and said, after we talked through launching a church, that he wanted to asked if he could launch it in our house. So we obviously had to say yes to that.
So then we just started meeting, and I remember pulling up to the house going, here we go.
I don't think there was anyone in the room that I couldn't just talk to and be, authentic and real with right away.
Yeah, I don't really know what I've signed up for completely yet, but there's still just kind of a buzzing in there and just excitement going on.
We had fellowship, and we were eating, and we had themed food nights, and
Oh, those were the best.
oh my gosh, we had pizza night, and we had
Breakfast night.
Oh, it was so good.
And we miss all the food, right, guys?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we totally miss all the food.
And but then we would have times of worship together that was just intimate. We had times where we knew God was just speaking to us.
After our first day, that's when I realized, I was like, wow, we are among the most genuine people, real people.
But it was really neat to see everyone truly become family and have the same heart, the same goal.
I think we were pretty united from the front, and I think that's rare, so.
I remember coming in that Sunday night and just kind of laying out, hey, here's where we're going to be going. We're going to be moving to this Springboro Junior High in January.
So when Jason told us that we would be meeting at the junior high, it was super exciting because, we started as this little family meeting in a house, and meeting in a building is real life.
I think we were just so excited to be starting, so excited to be able to open the doors for Real Life.
We were growing quickly in the house where we had been meeting, and having the opportunity to invite more people to be, more all-encompassing. That was exciting for me.
Okay, we're going to a school, great, it's a school, Was it what I signed up for? Maybe not at first, but but now it's like, hey, this is not just a school, but it's a place where we go worship and love on people. So
finally set a launch date for the launch of Real Life Church, January the 8th. 2012 would be the launch date. We started getting some promo together. We had scheduled a training day the day before our opening service with Portable Church. Our team would come together. We'd have a time of prayer and then a time of training.
And I walk in the door, and they're literally, it's like taking all of those crates and just throwing everything all over the floor.
was
There
awesome.
was stuff everywhere, and I just thought, what in the world have we done?
It was so good.
And then we had our first praise and worship practice the night before. And it was a little rocky, but it was so exciting just to be a part.
So after we left that day, I called Jason on the phone on my way home. And Jason, he answers the phone. He said, "Wasn't this the best day ever?" And I was bawling. I was like hysterical. I said, "What have we done?" And he said, "Jennifer, isn't this awesome?" And I said, "This is the dumbest and craziest thing we've ever done in our lives. How can you say this is awesome? Did you see all that stuff?"
I remembered pulling in on Sunday morning, the crack of dawn, because we had to get there, the crack of dawn, and I remember seeing the trailer out that said Real Life Church and just getting, just like, it happened, it's here, and just being really excited. I think I took a picture and I Instagrammed it, Real Life Church, this is happening, something like that.
I had butterflies. I remember driving up and seeing the trailer, you know, with our big logo on it. And it was like, okay, this is it. This is really happening.
And for that first Sunday, I remember thinking too, like, will we be ready? And then afterwards, can we put it all away? It just fits so compactly. You know, will we really remember all of this?
We were on. It was time to go. And so, you know, Real Life Church was birthed.
They all liked it, because I thought for sure after the first Sunday they would all leave. And we'd be stuck with all that equipment and have to set it up every Sunday by ourselves.
One of his mantras was, "I don't care where we go next, just don't take me to a school." But I got this flyer, or we did, in the mail, and it was, I don't know if it was an invitation to Easter service or what, but it was an invitation to come to our church. And I just thought, I know it says they're meeting at the junior high, but I gotta try this out.
I didn't want to go to a junior high school just because I didn't want to be, you know, I didn't want to be in a small crowd where people might make me do something. So, but when we came to the church, we kind of sat in the back in the middle. I became aware that God was real and that he wasn't mad at me. I mean, that's just like that, just revelation came to me as I stood there.
Between 2012 and 2016, you know, God's done some tremendous things at Real Life Church. You know, from new people coming to the water baptisms that we've been able to see. We've got to see people's lives just really transformed over the last 4 years. And I know that there's more to come. You know, from just this journey from 2012 to 2016 has been, you know, from our egg drops, our trunk retreats, our community, you know, outreaches, partnering with Church in the City, giving Christmas gifts out, all the sorts of things that we've done over the last 4 years to impact an area, impact a region, impact people's lives. Because really, at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
In the past 5 years, I've had a recurrence of cancer. I have lost a job. I have lost my dad, which was the first person close to me that I lost. Just the support alone from Pastor Jason, let alone all of the connections I made and friends I've made, has changed my life easily, being a part of Real Life Church. And I have never felt freer. So I feel free. And I haven't felt free like this ever in my life. And so it's super fun.
And this is a place where people legitimately love each other. And I've never seen that before, especially in church.
Thinking about how I felt when we started, and there was a lot of enthusiasm in my heart, a lot of anticipation for what this was going to be about, those same feelings are still there.
We see the most amazing families and life change at Real Life Church. We miss Real Life Church. We miss the families there, and it's just awesome to see this solid church with solid families touching a community. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I've really never seen people just jump in and serve and just not care and get up at, whatever o'clock in the morning to set up a church and, do anything just to, get this going and make everything run smoothly.
Just like in 2011 going into 2012, we knew that there was a next step that was coming for our church. We started in a home, and then moving into the junior high was such a huge risk and a huge step of faith for us. And so, it's been 4 years, we're about to celebrate 5 years. I think we're at that point now. We are at a place of next step for our church. So I was coming back a different way from Storage, and I went up 48 and hit Social Row Road, was coming across Social Row, and I noticed a new 23-acre park that's going in on the left side, and off to the right side was a for sale sign in front of this property.
This property happened to be for sale by owner, so it wasn't coming up on anything that we had looked at. So when Jason first called me and said, hey, I think I found some land that I want to look at, I didn't believe him because I would search every week for land. So he's like, no, I drove past this new spot. He said, you've got to come see it.
So we met with our realtor, and we got all the facts and just began to research on that piece of property. And so the bottom line is that on September the 8th, 2016, we closed on the land, 6.7 acres on Social Row Road. And we believe that this is the spot that God is going to take Real Life Church to next. We know there's a lot in front of us. We know there's a big future that's coming, but we also know that this is where God's going to begin the next phase of what He has for Real Life Church. But watching people's lives change has been the greatest reward that I think I could ever experience doing this. And I pray that the years to come that continues to happen, people's lives being changed. It doesn't matter where we are, whether we're in a home, whether we're in a junior high, whatever this community center becomes, whatever the future holds for Real Life Church, the mission never changes. And it's simply to lead people to become passionate followers of Jesus. It's all about seeing people's lives transform. And dear God, man, I'm so excited about this, I can't even hardly handle it.